Hey everyone, welcome to our second part in this three-part series on holding serve in the ad court. If you didn't see part one, we're going to link to that below, so I would go ahead and check that out before you continue part two. But if you just are interested in part two, which we're going to talk about eye formation in the ad court a little, then obviously feel free to keep watching. This series was kind of inspired by my own personal struggles holding serve in the ad court. Over the years, I mentioned this in the first video, but I've typically had more trouble holding serve in the ad court than the deuce court. And now I just serve and volley a lot, but I know a lot of players at the club level don't do that. So I have three strategies that you can use even if you don't serve and volley from the ad court that will help you hold serve a little bit more easily. And like I said, today we're going to talk about the eye formation. So to recap from last time, why is it more difficult to hold serve in the ad court for most doubles players? This is typically true for right-handed players. So the first reason is the serve is a little bit more awkward for right-handed players, so you have to pronate your wrist a little bit more. It's not as natural to come across your body like it is in the deuce court. The net player, the server's partner, has a backhand volley in the middle, assuming they're right-handed, which is a little bit weaker, a little bit less comfortable. They're going to be a little bit more timid. And then the third reason is that you as the server have a backhand ground stroke. So I'm going to replay this point from last time to just kind of illustrate the scenario that we're trying to avoid as the serving team. So again, this is a point from the Miami Open in 2022, and this is Vera Zvonareva who served. Gabby Dabrowski hits a good return and immediately gets Zvonareva in kind of a defensive, on her heels backhand position. And this is the exact scenario that we want to avoid in the ad court if we're a right-handed player, because we've just made a first serve. We're the serving team, so we should be on offense. We should be ahead in the point. But immediately after that return, that is flipped, and we're now on defense, and we're kind of behind and in a bad spot here. So at this moment in the point, you would guess that Zvonareva and Siegmund on the near side who served are going to lose the point. The odds are that they will probably lose the point, and you can see as I go ahead and play the rest of the point out that she misses that and they do lose the point. So how can we avoid that backhand ground stroke, that net player being timid? And today, the strategy I'm going to show you is the eye formation. So when we're looking at the eye formation, I'll go ahead and play. So you can see the server is going to start a lot closer to the center, and then the net player will start at or near that center service line. So it depends on your mobility, how much of the line versus the cross court you want to give up. You can see that Gabby Dabrowski here is starting just to the right of that center service line. So that's how you'll set up an eye formation. And there's a few options here. You can, as the net player, you can go left or right, or sometimes you can just kind of stay in the middle there. But the first scenario I want to go over is moving left, and then that way the server moves to their right and covers the line. And there's a few reasons that this is better than just playing your straight up traditional formation. The first reason is that you're kind of forcing the returner to hit either a ridiculous cross court return that's very low percentage or hit down the line. When they hit down the line, which is what most of them will choose, they're hitting over the higher part of the net and into the shorter part of the court. So that means they're going to have to take a little bit more pace off of it. They're going to have to hit it a little bit higher with a little bit more margin, a little more spin. So that'll give the server plenty of time to recover for that down the line return. The next thing we get to do is we get to set up a backhand, an opponent backhand return against our forehand ground stroke. So now the server has kind of a running or just a kind of neutral forehand ground stroke from the deuce court, which is a better position than hitting a backhand ground stroke from the ad court. So that's another big bonus of playing this I formation and having the net player shift to the left. And then the last thing is now the net player has a forehand volley in the middle. So you'll see here when Gabby is shifting to her left, she's going to have a forehand volley. So if this return comes anywhere kind of close to the center net strap area or even a little bit to the left of it, she can reach with that forehand volley and put it away. And even if she doesn't, if Juliana Olmos, her partner who's serving here, gets into a down the line rally, Gabby's able to be a lot more aggressive with her forehand volley than she would be in a cross court rally with her backhand volley in the middle. Now, I say this, although these pro players have a lot better backhand volleys than most club level players, so you can kind of take these concepts and apply them to the club level. So I'm going to go ahead and play this point for you, and you'll see that Gabby will shift to the left here, and Juliana Olmos is going to end up with a forehand ground stroke. So you can see the backhand return is a little bit slower pace. It lands kind of short in the court, and Olmos has a relatively easy forehand on the run here. So she's in a much more offensive position than Vera Zvonareva was on her serve +1 shot. And she's able to hit that ball, just kind of roll it towards the middle of the court. I think she was probably hoping that Zvonareva was going to get a backhand here, but Siegemund was pretty aggressive with the return and volley and hit a forehand volley here that does sail a little bit wide, and they lose that point. So you can see that that's a big upgrade for the serve team to be able to play out of that I formation, have the net player shift to the left, server cover the right. Keep in mind if you have a net player who's a little bit less mobile or can't kind of get into that crouching position, if you're a little older, have bad knees, you can also just play Australian formation, which means the server's partner at the net will just start in the ad court kind of standing up. So it gives the returner a little bit more obvious place to return because they know that that net player is probably going to stay in the ad court. But it's another option if you have trouble getting low in that I formation position. So after you've done that I formation several times and had the net player shift to the left, something I like to do a lot is just do the opposite. Have the net player go right. And what you'll find is if you're net player or if you're the net player and you've been kind of studying the pace and the height of that down the line backhand return that's been coming over the net, then it'll be a very easy poach for you. And that's what you're going to see here. Juliana Olmos is serving again. Dabrowski's at the net. They're in the I formation. And this time, Dabrowski is going to move to her right and get a pretty easy high forehand volley. So it's good to shift both directions to keep the opponent guessing. And in all these scenarios, I'm having the server return. I'm having the server serve to the backhand side of the returner so that the return is a little bit weaker. It has a little bit less pace. If you, in this ad court, serve down the tee to the opponent's forehand, it's probably going to come with a little more pace. And if they're able to connect down the line, it's going to be tough to for the server to get to. It's going to be tough for the net player to get to. But you can force a lot of errors that way as well. So it's good to still mix it up. But these are all backhand returns. So you can see it's a good serve out wide to the backhand. And you can see Gabby's already shifting to her right. Siegemund has seen Dabrowski go left most of the time. So she's going with the down the line return. And she gets an easy high forehand volley. So definitely mixing it up is a good move as far as that net player movement and then the server covering the opposite court. So hopefully this helped you learn a new strategy that you can use and how to kind of execute that I formation in the ad court to help you hold serve a little bit more often. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss part 3 next week, where I'll cover a whole different strategy for serving from the ad court. If you want to become a smarter doubles player and start winning more matches, then join the Tennis Tribe Doubles Strategy newsletter. Every single Thursday, I'll send you a new doubles tip or tactic that you can use in your very next match. And when you join, you're going to get a free guide on how to play with more confidence and start dominating at the net in doubles. My name's Will, I'm the founder of the Tennis Tribe, and over the last 5 years, I've worked with players at every level of the game, from USTA 3.0 players all the way to Division I college programs, as well as some of the top 10 doubles players in the world. And on Thursdays, with this strategy newsletter, I share that knowledge and advice that I've gained over the years with you. So to sign up, you can go to thetennistribe.com. And again, you'll get that free net play guide when you join.